welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a full face daily makeup. If you want to just tone down the makeup look, then just don't do the liner and the false lash step. But if you do want to see how I got this makeup look, then please keep watching. I just wanted to point out, like, I'm sorry if my eyebrows are offensive to you, because they offend me as well. This is the primer that I'm using, and it is the Pores No More primer by Dr. Brandt. I always use like the back of my hand whenever I'm applying my makeup, and I just make sure that I have clean hands. To put on primer, I don't actually use a brush, so I'm just like applying primer all over my face. And while I'm doing this, even though I barely have brows, I try to like push my brows into place. But if you want, you can use like brow gel or something to hold your brows into place if you were blessed with beautiful brows. And then I'm just going to apply my foundation. So I use, and I've talked about this in my other videos, the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation, and the color that I'm using, the Medium Tan Honey. So to apply my foundation, I'm going to be using this Multitasker Complexion brush that I got at Sephora in America. And I will say that usually I apply my foundation with my beauty blender, but I just had to get rid of it because it was like expired, I guess. It was just too old. So I got the Chi Chi one to test out, but I don't really like the Chi Chi one as much. I don't know why, maybe it's just me, but I definitely prefer like the original beauty blender. I use this to sort of like bump out all the creases and everything, but then I'm going to apply my foundation with this. So I just like apply it to the back of my hand. I'm just gonna apply it over basically my whole face. But I just kind of use like a stippling sort of technique just to get it over my skin. And don't forget to do the old ears. You want pink ears. But once it's sort of like evenly distributed, make sure that you do blend up into your hairline. And then making sure that you don't just like finish putting your makeup on here. You actually want to make sure that it's blended down your neck. Just before I apply my concealer with my damp beauty blender, I don't know if you call it beauty blender because it's not the beauty blender brand, but like whatever. I'm just going to use the butt of it just to make sure everything's pressed into my skin. I'm going to use the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and it is in the shade Vanilla, in like a triangular motion? It's not really a motion. Triangular shape. I'm just going to, like, you know, dab a little bit on the lids. I'm going to do the same to this side. And then with like a teeny amount, I just go over the top of my nose, just in like the highlighting area. Okay, then with the damp beauty blender, I'm just going to lightly press it all in, and then just like a bit on the chin. And then with what's left over from just doing these areas, I'm just going to go along under where my bronzing contour will be, just to slightly highlight it. So then I'm just going to do the same thing under my eyes, like that. And you just want to make sure that you're blending in like where your foundation was as well, and then doing the same to the other side. But like I said, you don't want to move it too much. I bring it just into the corner of my nose slightly, but pretty much that's it. Once that is done, don't put this away yet because we're going to set our under eyes. And I'm using the Australis banana powder. And funny story, yesterday I was like in the bathroom doing my makeup, and it was like really hot. So I was like, oh, just go and set my under eyes like in my bedroom where the aircon is. And it just like drops it and smashed it. But yeah, I went and got a new one yesterday, but it's okay. It had already hit pan and everything, so it's not too sad. I am going to use to set my under eyes the Sephora Pro Featherweight Complexion Brush in 90. You want to make sure that your under eyes don't have any creases, so you just want to like pat it under, and I lightly brush over the top of my lid as well, and then just bring it down pretty much exactly where you just put that highlight. And with whatever's left on my brush, just because it is like the banana powder color, I just go lightly under my chin and then across the bridge of my nose. Then I'm just going to set the rest of my face with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. This stuff is honestly so good, and you do not need to use much. You can just use like a tiny little speck. So I just turn mine upside down like that, and then just get like a little bit in the lid. And then I'm using this brush. It's the 124 brush from BH Cosmetics, and then you just want to tap off any excess, and then just go, I usually go like over my nose, just making sure I'm setting everywhere. Then what I do after I have applied like the base of my foundation and concealer is I use the Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme. I know that people do use this just like at the end of their look, but what I like to do just to make sure my lips are starting to plump, and I find that when I powder, I get quite dry, like on my lips, because like powder and I don't know, I don't like it. Even though I do use hydration serums and things like that, but I'm just gonna apply this on my lips. I see it as like prepping my lips for the end. After I finish like my face, I do my brows. I just use Chi Chi Brow Pomade, and right now I have the color dark brown. I honestly do not know what this brush is. I got this probably, I think in like 2012 when I first went to America. All I remember is getting this from Sephora. I don't know if this brush is a Sephora brand brush or if it's like another brand brush, but I got it at Sephora in America, if that's any help. I pretty much just get a bit of product, and in the lid, the way I do my brows, because I don't have like that much brow going on, like that, you know, that ombre, you're gonna see. Okay, so pretty much I always start at the top and I just like work the product in like that, and I should just like get my brows tinted and make this step easier, but I don't know. And then with like the backside, because like usually a lot of product gets on there, I just sort of squish it into the area that I've just drawn. Okay, you can see how that's like starting to build. You don't want to use much product. Well, you can if you want to, you do you. But I don't like to use much product in the inner sort of area, and I really try not to, but sometimes it just goes on there and it just wants to be there. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna sort of feather it up and then blend it. And then I just usually take like a bit more product and just make sure the lines are nice and bold. All right, so there's one brow done. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side, and notice that I do not bring it past the corner of my eye. I feel like that's pretty good. You know what? That'll do. That'll do. So I'm going to use the Peanut Butter Too Faced. Oh my gosh, I got this at Christmas and I love it. It's so pretty. Look at it. Look at it. So these two brushes that I'm going to be using, these, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know. These, everyone's got these little brushes. And I'm gonna be using this little one, and it's kind of like bent out. I swear it is not supposed to be all bent out. Like, I don't even know if you can tell, but I like had it in the holder and it was like pressing on another brush, and I'm really not happy about it. But anyway, so I'm just going to place that all over my lid. I really do need to get some new like makeup brushes. I did just get my BH Cosmetics ones, but I really feel like I want like an entire set again. But I really like this color because it's really good for day wear. So then in my crease, I'm gonna use Nuts About You, this little one just here. I really do like those sort of orangey, goldy tones. Just so pretty, you know. Tap the excess off so I don't get fallout, because we know that I did my face makeup and I should have done my eye makeup first, but I didn't do that because, you know, just don't. I'm just gonna go kind of just slightly above my crease and sort of like in a blending motion as I do that. I'm like keeping it above my crease. I'm not blending it too far down. I kind of like do not at this point want to go past this part of my eye. Then with the remainder of my brush, I'm just going to blend upwards and blend the edging of where I've just done that. Remember, don't use too much product. I'm literally just going like low dab. Okay, like you do not want to use too much. I'm just going to use the Mercier Luminizer and this little BH Cosmetics brush in the number 132, and I'm just going to put it into the corner of my eyes. I'm going to use the Stila All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner in black. And we're just going to do our eyeliner, and I usually just start in the corner. But then you just do the little wing, we'll press down and push in. Then just do the same thing to this side. So next I'm going to put my lashes on, and I'm using the Girl Boss lashes by Tarte. So I'm just going to use the Ardell Strip Lash Adhesive. Put a little bit on the lash. Let the glue dry for about 30-ish seconds until it becomes not dry, but until it becomes tacky. So then I'm going to use the Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced. Lately I haven't been putting mascara on my lower lashes, so I'm not going to do that today. Lashes should be ready to go, and I don't use anything like tweezers or anything like that. I kind of just go like this. You like a little fan. Okay, so now that that is done, we can move on to our little contour. So I'm going to use the Cocoa Contour Kit by Too Faced. I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics in 126. And I'm just going to use a mix of these two colors. Just on sort of like the edge of my brush, I'm just going to get a teeny amount, tap it off, and then start in the side here and here. And you just want to be careful that not to blend down. You want to make sure you're always sort of trying to blend up. Blending around my face and making sure I blend into my hairline. Okay, then I'm going to do the other side. Then on my forehead, I just decided that I'm going to use the darker shade. Alright, then just going to do a little bit underneath my lip, my jawline. Alright, and then just to sort of tie it all in together, I'm just going to use the BH Cosmetics 125 brush. And I'm just going to use the light cocoa color. Even though I did already use the banana powder, this is just going to make sure that the places where we wanted to highlight are just going to come out a little bit more. Just a little smidge, not too much product. And then you can also use it just to blend as well if you want to. We are going to go back to the Mary Luminizer and do our highlight. So just going like along the top of the cheekbone first. And then just lightly down my nose. And just on the end. Well, because my banana powder broke, Priceline had like spend over 25, get a free banana powder. So I was like, banana powder's already like 15. So I got some new lip liners. So I got the Nudie Rudy lip pencil. And then I also got the Misbehave. Pretty much like the banana powder was free. I don't know, what color should I do? I feel like maybe this one, like for more of the daytime look. Okay, so I'm going to use the Nudie Rudy. And this is the first time that I've ever used the Australis pencils. Let me just like undo it because this is like a chop. So it's actually very nude upon closer inspection. So let's just test it out. That is so close to my skin tone. Oh my god. Does that look like slightly different to you guys? It looks kind of different. Yeah. Well, you know, Priceline didn't have any testers going on, so I just looked at the back. So I think I'm gonna try the other one, maybe. So I'm actually just gonna try the Misbehave instead because that is a little bit too light. And I think maybe that would be good if I was like doing, not today. Maybe it's not gonna be good. I'm not sure. It's kind of like when I was in America. Sorry, I'm like doing the whole chop opening thing again. I got this little Bare Minerals, totally a little bit off topic, in Cult, and let me just show you. It's like fairly close to my, just a little swatchy, pretty close to my natural skin tone. Just kind of made my lips look like it was 2008. So I really feel like don't want to go there. Okay, so I'm using the Misbehave one now because the other one, I'm just not sure about that right now. But anyway, let's go. So I'm just like lining the outside of my lip. It's just a really nice lip liner. Loving it. Love it. And like I can't even get the wrapper off. I'm just gonna have to like deal with that later. I'm gonna use the Child, no, I think it's just called Child Star Melted Matte by Too Faced. Okay, so that is the final look. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching me do my makeup, and I think it turned out pretty well. If you do want to see more videos or maybe tutorials, or I don't know if I'm qualified to do YouTube tutorials, I guess this is kind of one, but I don't know. But if you want to see like more of this going on, let me know. Leave me a comment, like the video because it does support my channel and I really, really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!